All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Welcome to a brand new series that we're doing here. This is going to be episode 1 of our Hutan Pantai, hopefully I'm saying that correctly, series. And yeah, we're in the eastern part of Asia, and we've decided to go and do some farming over here. Now, if you are following us still, maybe if you're new to this channel, welcome. If you're following us from our last gameplay series of No Man's Land in FS22, this is going to kind of be a continuation of that a little bit, just slightly. But this is going to be a new series where we try to build a farm. And what I'm going to try and do, honestly, in this series is make it a two-part series. And I'll kind of explain that in a little bit as we go. But we are here at a farm in Hutan Pantai. Now, from our last series of No Man's Land, we built up our farm there from complete scratch in really hard economic times. It was super difficult. And at the end of it, what we decided to do is we decided to give our farm to Thomas, Wyatt, and Sarah. Those were our main helpers that helped us out and did a lot of work for us on the farm, and we decided to turn everything over to them. And if you, like, again, if you weren't there, but Thomas had a farm that neighbored us. And after it was all said and done, what he said is, we were talking, and he felt like he just couldn't let me just give everything to him. Because we gave him like probably $10 million worth of equipment and farm, because we're such nice people, right? Um, but what he did is he ended up selling all of his farm, like everything on his side. He sold all his equipment since he didn't really need it anymore. He kept most of ours, but he found out that I was coming out here, and he said what he really wanted to do is he wanted to spend a bunch of that money and get us set up out here with a farm. And things out here are a bit better priced than back in the States, and so he was able to, get us set up with a pretty good little farm from what I've looked at so far. He's got us set up with just about everything that we need. It was super nice of him. I scraped together the last cash that I basically could out of the bank and everything. So I'm out here with 250 grand, and we've got a little bit of a farm set up here. We've got some land. We've got a bit of a bit of pieces of equipment. And he did say though that he got something to me as a joke and left it by one of the greenhouses. So I don't know. I haven't really toured around too much since I just got here, got off the plane, got here, and met the caretaker here, Walter. Walt, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, okay. Crazy thing is, me and Walter are kind of dressed the same, so hopefully he doesn't take offense to that. And then there's the neighbor Ben over there. He's just mean mugging us. Probably wondering who we are, but no big deal. But this is it. This is our new farm. We're gonna go through. We'll kind of check everything out. I'll go through just kind of the different setup of this gameplay series, what we're gonna do, and kind of our plans. Let's go through the game settings real quick here, just so you can see how we're going to be playing, and I'll kind of explain a few things as we go through. So, time scales and all that doesn't really matter too much, but the economic difficulty is on easy. Part of the reason I decided to come out to Asia and farm was we heard the times out here were really good. We heard the grain prices were good, cattle prices and all that stuff were really good out here. And that's kind of why we made the trip across the pond to farm out here, is we heard things are really good. And from the prices and stuff I've looked at, it is really good. Now, part of this series, what I'm going to plan on doing is make it a two-part series. So our goal out here is to try and make as much money as we possibly can, try and make as much money as we possibly can. And once we've kind of hit that point, I don't know exactly what that point will be. I think we'll kind of just know it together. It'll be roughly, I'm thinking, like 6 maybe 7 years of game time that we'll be out here. So like 6 or 7 seasons, and we're going to try to make as much money as we can and then head back to the States and start a big operation there is kind of our goal. So first part of the series will be out in Asia, and then once we've kind of made our mark out here and saved up enough cash, we're going to head back to the States and try and get like a good head start with some money on a big operation. So with that, let's keep going on these settings here. I got seasonal growth is on. 1 day months. I might change this to two. I don't know. I haven't really. I'll kind of play with that. If I think I should go to 2 day months, I will. But we're out in Asia and there ain't no snow out here, which is nice because if you did follow me from No Man's Land, we've learned that I'm not too good at plowing snow. So it's good there's no snow on. We've got crop destruction on. We've got periodic plowing on. I decided to turn field stones off. I don't know. In FS22, this didn't do anything except put a little bit of damage on the equipment. But even you could run the equipment damaged and it didn't really change. I don't know. It just kind of seems like an unnecessary setting. I just felt like I was going to turn it off on this series. And I also turned off Lime, but I decided I was going to put one of these on, whether it be Lime or weeds. I decided we'll go with weeds on for now. I'm just going to keep Lime off. I might change this though. I don't know. I just like I said, this one isn't really set in stone, but I definitely want to play with weeds on. And I figured field stones didn't really matter, so the dirt is set to normal. Automatic engine start I always have off just because that's the way I like to do it. Fuel usage I put to normal. I think is fine. If it doesn't seem like we're burning fuel, it all kind of depends on the game. Maybe I'll set this to high. You know what? I'll put it to high anyways. Let's put it to high. And the rest of this stuff is all off. We don't want the workers or anything to buy anything for us. Now I'll go into our finances real quick here. So we've done nothing and we have 250,000 in the bank. I haven't taken any loan. So my kind of one of the like caveats to this series is I'm only going to take a maximum. I can only give myself a maximum of 250,000 at a time. So if I take a full 250 out, I have to pay that back before I can take any more. I don't know, I might just kind of play with that a little bit because there might come a time when I need like 50 grand or something like that just to get a certain piece of equipment, but I can never go past. I'll just make it whatever the loan I have to take because this is going to be kind of the second part. I can't take more than 250. Whatever loan I decide to take at that time, I have to pay fully back before I can take another loan. Again, which will be a max of that 250. And any time that I have a loan taken out, I'm not going to allow myself to hire any AI workers. So currently, right now, we don't have any loans taken out. So I could potentially hire someone to do something around this farm for us. As soon as I take a loan, I'm going to kind of lose that ability. And because I don't want our finances to be going to pay someone else, it's got to go to pay that loan back. I'll kind of just be one of the rules that I set for myself just to kind of make it a little bit more challenging, so to speak. Another kind of rule that I'm going to set for myself is I'm not going to do anything with grass silage or grass silage bales. Unless I don't exactly know where our farm will go on this series. So say we do have animals and we need to make some grass silage to like feed them, I would do that. But for like as a main source of income, I'm not going to do any type of silage bale. I haven't fully tested it in this game yet, but with FS22 doing silage bales is it's like a really kind of easy way to make a bunch of money in the beginning. Since Thomas was nice enough to get us set up with a farm out here and the economic times are easy, I don't want to use silage bales, then to kind of double down on all that, if that makes sense. And I kind of think that's it for right now, as long as I haven't forgotten anything. We'll kind of go through it if something pops up, but I want to go search around. I want to go find out what did he said he left me surprised by the greenhouse, so I don't really know what that is, but so we got to go find out. But let's take a look at what Thomas has got set up for us. So he's got a grain truck here sitting for us. Now some of this equipment, it's got 256 hours on it, so it's got some miles, but this will be good for us. I don't exactly know how much it holds. I don't know if it tells us in our vehicle list. Maybe we could go in and just check real quick here. Actually, we'll go through the equipment. They'll go through that list after. But he's got it set up with this combine here and some headers. This old Massey Ferguson one. I think this thing will hold 8,000 liters in the hopper, which is nice. And like I said, he's got a header trailer there for us. Let's see what Ben's doing. Ben? What's up, Ben? Maybe we'll call him Uncle Ben. That means I'm Spider-Man. Yeah, we'll work on that. So we've got ourselves a little house here. And old Walt's going to be staying with us to help look after things and take care of some stuff. And maybe give me some tips along the way since we don't really know our way out here. But we got a place to stay at. I think Ben's got a swing set over there. Oh yeah, Ben's got a swing set. Just in case we get bored. But one thing that's neat out here, and we're really gonna have to get used to doing, because we've done a lot of different farming in no man's land and back in the States, but we know nothing about rice. And Thomas has got us set up with, this is a rice planter. Is that the Project 8 Japan? Okay. This is a rice planter. I've never run one of these things before, so this is going to be a learning curve for sure. But we'll do it together. We'll figure it out. Is that just corn? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I'm going to pull up here a little bit. Is that a set of corn husk nunchucks? Shut this thing down. It's probably loud in your guys' ear. Okay. Alright, well, we got those there just in case we need, but... and this will be our rice harvester. Wonder how many hours are on this thing. Ooh, 226. Okay, she's been in the field. That's no problem, though. Nice. So we got this thing again. I've never run one of these before. It's probably pretty simple, or pretty similar to the other combines that we've run, but we got a few learning curves with that stuff. Maybe let's park this a little bit better. The tires on this thing, unreal. Shut her down. There we go. So we got like a little wood shed here, which is locked, which leads me to believe that maybe Walter's growing weed in there or something. Who knows? I don't know. We got a planter, cedar here. Again, it looks a little, looks like it needs a pressure wash. We're gonna have to buy a pressure washer. That'll be one of our things that we get. We've got kind of another shed here. Got a set of cultivators, and we got a tractor. Decent little tractor. I think this is about a medium-sized tractor. But we'll go check the horsepower and everything. Check the oil in this thing. Not looking too shabby. What else do we got here? We got a couple of these little sheds. I don't really know what these are for. I don't even know what we could put in here. Can't drive anything in here. I don't know. Well, we'll close these doors for now. Now, just before we head down to those, because there's greenhouses here, some type of greenhouses, but I don't see anything. I don't know what Tom's got me. Whatever. We'll go check those other greenhouses. It's got to be down there. But in here, from what it looks like, we have a little mushroom growing operation. So we just got to add water from the looks of things, and we can grow mushrooms, which we've never done before. I've definitely never grown mushrooms before. I have no idea how much money we can make from them. I don't know. I'm sure the local restaurants around here probably want them. Is that what I'm thinking? We're definitely gonna have to tour around and figure everything out. Close that door for now. Okay, well, there's nothing funny or anything here. I don't know. Maybe he got us a dog. No. Imagine Freckles was here. Okay, if anyone's here from No Man's Land, FS22, we had a dog named Freckles who was... Well, he was a beauty. Freckles was an absolute beauty. Looks like we got another set of greenhouses here. Yeah, Freckles was a beauty. There won't be another dog like him. Okay, so what do we grow in here? Oh, rice saplings. Oh, okay, so this is must go obviously in our planter that we were up on there by the corn nunchucks. Okay, interesting. So we can grow our own saplings to grow. That's kind of neat. That'll save us money on buying seed then. Yeah, maybe. Interesting. Okay, cool. Well, what do we got? Oh my god. Look at this thing. Unbelievable. Nice. It's like a scooter with a cab. That's unbelievable. Wonder how fast this thing goes. Oh, listen to it. Oh, we are gonna be cruising around with pallets of mushrooms. Unreal. Oh, this is our going to town unit for sure. Okay, let's bring this up here. Oh, nice. This I, Thomas just knew I would love this thing. Unreal. This thing actually rips. How many hours are on it? 271. Nice. This thing is deadly. Okay, let's shut her down. Not too bad. Wow. That's awesome. I can't wait to cruise around in that more. Okay, now let's go into well, this is the store. There doesn't seem to be anything too awesome in the store, but let's go through and check out our farmland. So this is what we own so far right here. We've got this plot of land here, these plots back here. So this is where our greenhouse was, and it looks like there's a rice field there, and then these are also rice fields. They look ready to harvest as well too. Well, we don't want that. We don't want to buy that. And then we have this plot of land here. We're standing right here. This is where all our equipment's parked. And we got this field in front of us. Now, it's looking as though... I'll just run over here real quick. But I think we got to plow these fields, which is weird to me because that looks plowed. But maybe they do things different out here in Japan. I'm going to assume that's where we are. East Asia. And all that equipment said Japan on it. Okay, so this needs plowing as well too. So let's head back over to our tractor. Jump over this. Made it. Okay. Just before we hop, actually, we'll just walk down here quick. So this is the one rice field that we have, and like I said, I'm pretty sure it's ready to harvest. So we're gonna have to go through, get that harvester fired up, and then we got these two down there. Now the only thing I don't know about real quick is these are set up to water. I don't know if that's something we have to do, if we have to connect water and bring water to this to make sure these are growing good. We'll have to figure all that stuff out because we, like I said, we're kind of the new kids in block on the block out here. But let's just hop into our. I'm gonna come down to our equipment real quick and we'll just go through some of this stuff. Yeah, so all our equipment's got quite a few hours on it, but let's look at this tractor. Okay, it's got 225 horse, not too bad. 454-liter tank, which will be good. That'll be pretty not too bad. Now, what we're going to need to do then, we have our grain truck. Does it tell us? Okay. Okay, so it'll hold 7,600 liters of grain, which is perfect. Or any of this stuff. That's perfect. That'll be just perfect for us, actually. This Massey, 8,000 liters. Okay, perfect. And our headers are 6 meter wide, and they'll do all of these. So starting out right now, we're in August. I'm thinking that's going to be kind of the smartest thing for us is when can we plant? Okay, only in the spring. So potentially what we could do in one of these fields, since we're already set up with headers and everything, maybe we could get these fields plowed and maybe plant some canola if we want, and then we can just keep our rice fields as rice fields for now. I think is going to be the best. I don't really know the prices on everything yet. I think we'll plant one of the fields in canola for sure, and then maybe we'll wait to the spring and see if we want to do something different with the rest of these fields. But we should plant something. Maybe we'll plant canola in the one small field back by our silos. That was one thing we didn't really look at, but we also own this plot of land over here, and we've got these set of silos. So we're pretty set up. We got to get a few things off the top of my head. We're going to have to get a fuel station brought out here so that we have fuel. We're going to need a water trailer so that we can haul water to each of these greenhouses. And then we're also going to need some sort of a water tower. I don't really know what we're going to do with these sheds. Honestly, I might get rid of them if they're kind of just in the way. But let's hop in this. Let's get this fired up. Let's hook onto our cultivators here. Let's go get one of these fields cleared off so that we can plant. It's one thing about being here too that's different from No Man's Land is there's actually traffic, which is there was no one in No Man's Land with us. It was just us for such a long time. Okay. Now, Thomas had said that he got this equipment set up with GPS for us, which is good. Oh, look at that. He did not lie. He did not lie. Just one sec here. There we go. Okay. Let's get this field cultivated. I wonder if this will give us a plowed state, though. We might actually have to go buy ourselves an actual plow. Let's see if this cultivator will do it. Nope, still needs plowing. Okay. So we're gonna have to pull this bad boy off. I wasn't too sure if that cultivator would give us a plowed state, but we're actually gonna have to get ourselves a plow or some sort of... Probably a subsoiler, to be honest. Not too bad there. Now, we're going to have to head to the store then and go see what they got. I know there's a plow on sale in that store, but to be honest, that plow is massive and we don't really have that big of fields. I'm thinking we maybe just get something a little bit simpler. Is what I'm thinking, at least. I definitely want to work to get these plots of land down here. Hopefully we can get these at some point and farm all this land. Is kind of just my thoughts moving through. Is that I wanted to just kind of work our way down this. There's also plots of land behind kind of our main house and shop, like by the rice fields there. We could also kind of work towards getting those. But yeah, I definitely want to get as much land and get as much going as possible and potentially set up some sort of a production facility to, like I said, try and get us as much money as we can so we can go back to the States and get a really good head start on an operation out there. Now, one thing I got to keep in mind, though... Whoa, you see Buddy just blow that stop sign? Unbelievable. Nice. This is his world. We're just living in it, right? One thing I've got to keep in mind is, I have to take into account, is the money that we make out here, even if we, get ourselves to like 10 million bucks or something out here, it's not going to, like, we're going to have to still do an exchange rate with that money when we get back to the States. So, oh, that guy just passed me. Maybe we'll drive over here. We don't want to bother anyone. But yeah, we're going to have to take into account the exchange rate to get everything back to USD when we're all said and done. Alright, we'll leave that running real quick. Let's go in here and see what the boys got for us. Maybe we'll do some shopping here together, because what we definitely need to get, we definitely need to get something to plow those fields. So, like I said, like, this plow is in there. It's 30K, but this thing is massive. PW100. I know this thing is massive, and we definitely don't have any massive fields. The rest of these plows are too small. It's 2.5 meters for 16 grand. So what I think we're gonna get is one of these subsoilers, because this one, I've already looked at these before. It's 4 meters wide, so it's not super that big, but or do we just... Wow, this one's 350 horse. We don't have a tractor that's 350 horse, so we might just have to live with this guy for right now. 205 horse, our tractor will pull it. It's 4 meters wide. And 20 grand. That's not too bad. So let's get that unit. Another thing that we're going to need to get, we're going to have to make a couple trips back and forth to the store. So I can even do some of that a little bit off camera so we don't got to do that. But we're going to need a water trailer of some sort. Here we go. To pull water to each of these units. So what's this one? 6,000 liters it'll pull. I think those... This will be 2. I think we'll just get this one for now. If it's bothering us down the road, we can always upgrade to something. But I don't really know how much water that those greenhouses will go through. So for right now, I think for right now, let's just get this little guy. There, put some cool chrome rims on it. There. Oh, it's 1,000 extra bucks? No, we won't. We don't got that kind of cheddar. Make them black. Black's free. They'll be dirty anyways, so I think we'll just get this to haul water for those greenhouses because we're gonna have to put up a water tower out there anyways. I don't think we need to buy another tractor just yet. We'll maybe wait till something comes cheaper through us in the stores. But there's gonna be other stuff we need, seed and stuff like that, but I can make trips up to do that. We'll need to get, a set of rollers at some point. I can make trips up to do that, and probably a set of weeders, which even though we don't really have that big of fields, this is still the set that I want to get for sure, because this is also like a hoe, which we'll be able to do contracts to pay this thing off. And if you look of all of these, 7 miles an hour, 7, 7, 7. This one goes at 15 and it's 12.5 meters wide. This is a sweet little piece of equipment. Definitely worth the 36,000. And like I said, we can pay this back by doing contracts to weed other people's land. So this will be definitely something that we get, even though our fields aren't super huge. Honestly, let's just get it right now then, because it can just be sitting here and we can come grab it whenever the time comes. That's going to be a good piece of equipment. Another thing that we'll end up having to get is a fertilized spreader. Again, this one is just like absolutely what we need. It's 25 grand. It holds 3,200 liters, which is actually quite a bit. It'll do a 42 meter spread. This is on, and we can pay this back with fertilizing contracts as well. So I'm going to get this right now, because this is something we will definitely need. And what else are we gonna need for sure? We will need seed, but I can do that after. I'm gonna just buy 3 bags of this. The thing will hold 3,200 liters, but we'll just get these right now so we can fill that hopper. There's gonna be more stuff that we need. I guess I could look at rollers right now. Where are rollers? Right there. I don't know if I want to buy these right. It might be just best to lease these. 46,000. That's a lot of money just to roll some fields. Maybe I'll wait and just lease those when we need them, because really you roll fields once and then we'd have to roll a lot of fields really before we can just pay off 46,000. I know we got the cash and we could take some loans, but I don't want to do that just yet. If anything, I'd like to get set up, do some contracts to maybe pay off a bit of that equipment, and then if we could, scrape the money off to get another plot of land or some sort of a production facility built to help refine the rice and stuff. So let's just jump out here. Let's go look at all the stuff we bought. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. Okay. Let's jump on our tractor here that's running. What I'm going to do is just hook onto this fertilizer spreader real quick, and let's see if we can fill this real quick here. Get this all filled up. Now, as far as episode lengths go, I know this is kind of our starter episode and everything, but I'm gonna try and keep them around that 35 to 40 minute marker ish. I potentially might do some longer episodes if that is what people like, if that's what people are kind of into. I was toying with maybe doing hour-long episodes, and since this is kind of be like a two-part series, I could do roughly 25, maybe 30 episodes for Hutan Pantai, just depending on when it feels like a good time for us to, when we're sitting there and we feel like we've actually, we've made some good money out here and we're ready to head back to the States. We'll kind of know it, I think. So maybe around that 30 episode mark, and try and keep the episodes around that 30 to 40 minutes. Hopefully they don't go too long. Unless you really like the long episodes, let me know in the comment section below if that's something you're into, but otherwise that's probably what we'll do. So I think what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to put a little bit of a cut in, and I'll kind of go back and forth grabbing this stuff, hauling it back up to the farm, and then I'll bring you guys back once this stuff's all kind of brought back up, and we'll get plowing some fields and maybe make a plan to plant some canola. All right, team, we are back here. I took the water trailer up to our greenhouses, and then what I did is if you look up in the top right hand corner, I accepted a few contracts. Let's go into our contracts here. We've got a baling contract for 9 grand over in field 8, almost 10 grand. Excuse me, sorry. So I borrowed equipment from the store to do that. I took the baler over there. It's sitting right there. I baled a couple just for good luck. No worries. And then I got a fertilizing contract, which is in field 2, which is right in front of where we're parked here. And then we've got a weeding hoeing contract in field 24, which is right kind of up by our farm area, which I figured was good. So I hauled those weeders that we got over there. I'm just gonna pull out here, hopefully not run into anybody. So I hauled them all over to that field to get it ready to go, and then yeah, I hauled that baler over. I kind of just baled a couple for good luck, right? No problem. And I'm gonna fertilize this field. So what I gotta do though, I guess I could hire a worker to do this. Nah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Okay, I think I'm gonna spin around. Yeah, there we go. The GPS steering is so clutch. Can't really see what I'm doing here though. We'll be getting her though. We'll be getting her. But yeah, this is perfect. We'll do a few of these contracts because like the one baling contract's like almost 10 grand. This will already start paying for our stuff, which is awesome because we're gonna have to pay for all this stuff, but it's nice that we have the ability to do some contracts to make ourselves some extra cash here. Also, like, again, I could hire a worker to do this. As long as I don't take out a loan, we can hire workers. And I would really like to not have to take out a loan. Unless, like, something crazy comes up. Because I don't really know exactly. I don't have a specific plan on what we're going to do with these fields. I really want to do the rice. I really want to, like, we're in Asia, we're in Japan. I think we're in Japan. And so I want to do the rice, and I want to just kind of see what can all be done with rice, what production facilities we can create, and how profitable it is. I really have no idea when it comes to rice. So I definitely want to do that. I think I'll keep those fields that we have as rice fields. There's no sense in changing it, but I don't know if we're going to make any more rice fields. I don't really have any other plans with animals either. Like we have kind of beehives set up there, so we could do bees and get a little bit of honey going. But again, I don't really have any specific plans with that. I'm definitely not gonna do sheep or cotton and sunflowers, just because, again, if you're new to this series, like the last series from No Man's Land, that's what we did, and we took wool and cotton and sunflowers pretty far in that game mode. But I don't really want to do that on this one. I want to try some different stuff. So So it's kind of up in the air a little bit as to where our farm will take us. If we're going to go the route of kind of a mixed farm with animals, or potentially just kind of stick to crops and potentially vegetables, but not carrots, turnips, or parsnips or anything like that. I'm definitely not doing any of those, just because the harvesters that they have out for those is just, it's just wild actually. Like, it's crazy. The one harvester, it does point 0.8 meters at a time. I mean that being said, we could hire workers to do it, but like even a small field of carrots will take a long time to harvest at zero point 0.8 meters. Like you're doing one row at a time, which I get it, it's realistic, but I don't know. Just that's I think it's too time consuming. But never say never. I don't I don't know for sure. Maybe like potatoes or something like that would be a bit better. I also kind of want to try a few of the different crops that we have, such as spinach, green beans, things like that. I would kind of like to try out. So that's potentially what we could do. Especially because I think spinach also regrows. Like it's almost like grass in that sense, where you don't have to plant it after every harvest, I believe, but don't quote me on that. This GPS is super clutch though. Super, super clutch. But that's basically, that's basically kind of like this series, quote unquote, in a nutshell. Yeah, don't really know what I'm doing, but we're doing something. That's that's basically it. Okay, where's this other row? Is that it? Okay. Yeah, that's basically going to be the series. I can't think of any other rules that I might set for myself off the top of my head. I was thinking a bit more last night on what I was gonna set for rules, but I can't really think of any more. I think we went over basically everything, just the grass and not doing silage, not doing cotton or sheep or anything again, just because that's kind of what we'd already done before. The AI workers, we went over the game settings, and I'll probably work in, like I said, some elements of roleplay, but I mostly just want to make this a gameplay series. I don't want to be too immersed in a specific character or anything like that. I don't know. I kind of like it better when we're able to just like hang out and it not be such a strict, like I said, character or personality that I'm trying to stick with. But I'll definitely always like to put in little elements of the role play just to kind of make it fun and make a bit of a story out of it. But I think what I'm going to do is, I think that's what we're going to do for, I think we'll just call it for this episode. I'm going to just finish harvesting this field. I'll probably finish doing a few of these contracts just to scrape together a little bit of cash. You won't really miss anything. And then next episode, what we'll do is we'll start getting some work done on our farm. We'll get those fields plowed now that we've got that new subsoiler up there. We'll get the fields plowed. I'll really kind of do some more thinking about mushrooms and just seeing what we can do from there. Maybe I'll look through some of the production facilities and just see what can be done. And also next episode, what we're going to have to do is harvest some rice. Those fields are ready to harvest. So yeah, that's definitely what we'll be working on next episode. We'll get that harvester out. I've never harvested rice before. We'll get her figured out one way or the other. And yeah, I'll look into some of the production facilities with the rice as well. But thanks so much for watching. Hopefully, you'll stick with me on this series. If you're returning from no man's land, thanks for sticking with me. I appreciate you guys very much. If you're new around here, I always appreciate it if you could smack that like button for me. And if you feel so inclined to hit that sub button, the notification bell, all that fancy stuff. But don't ever feel like you have to. I'll still make these videos no matter what. And if you got any ideas for contracts or things maybe that you want me to do with this farm, let me know in the comments. I'm open to suggestions on this series. I probably won't be able to do everything that someone says, but yeah, definitely open to it. But thanks again for watching. This is Ultra Farmer. I will catch you guys on the next episode.